Well, General Manager Brian Burke and Head Coach Randy Carlyle tried to explain the inexplicable here today at the Air Canada Centre, going into some of the reasons that the Maple Leafs finished so poorly again this year, missing the playoffs for the seventh straight year.
And I want to say, on behalf of the coaching staff, management, and the players, I want to echo Mr. Tannenbaum's apology for our failure to deliver this year. I think our fans, we have the best fans in the National Hockey League and all of pro sports, and we need to deliver more, and that loyalty needs to be rewarded.
I don't think that you're going to overhaul and you're going to see a different type of neutral zone, if you were to look at that, or a different type of power play breakout. Those are the systems that are within your template that we talk about all the time. I think that we have to play them to a higher level, be more consistent in the areas of on the defensive side of it, and become more of a hockey club that plays a tighter brand of hockey.
Terry Kosher, what did you think about it, and really what can this club do looking forward?
Well, I guess the big thing that came out of it for me, Lance, is Brian Burke's insistence now that he will try to fix this team via the trade route and not free agency. You know, we're agreeing that the free agency pool is rather thin this summer, but I just don't see how that's going to happen trade-wise. I mean, the Leafs don't have a lot of assets. I think the thing we have to remember here is that this is a club that fell out of the 8th place, basically, to where they finished in the standings. They weren't fighting for a conference title or anything. There's going to have to be a lot more fixing here than just what a few trades will do.
What struck me was that Brian Burke, in essence, defended a lot of the things he's been doing. Some of those methods have been heavily criticized by the fans and the media. Of course, it was a very interesting season for Randy Carlyle. Let go in Anaheim, and of course, not making the playoffs here in Toronto. Terry, I think he really outlined many things he wants to see different with the Maple Leafs next season. What did you think of his comments?
Well, you know, he's right. I mean, a lot of the things he saw here in 18 games, you know, as far as assessing individuals, he didn't really want to do that, Lance, but, you know, as a team, work ethic, accountability, conditioning, all of these things Carlyle thinks has to improve to play his defensive system of hockey next season. And, you know, it's basically quite a long laundry list of things these players have to do, and keeping in mind that I would think that maybe a third of them won't have to worry about it because they're not going to be back next season. But certainly, you know, a lot for them to think about over the summer.
Again, when you come in and there's under 20 games left, the one-on-one battles, the competitiveness of our group had to go up in those areas, and I looked at our team to play more of a cycle game in certain situations versus being a rush team, and that was a difference in style from the previous coaching staff. So that's a learning curve for the players, and that's one of the things that we're going to start with, that we're not going to be a one and out type of hockey club, and we're going to try and create more offensive zone time, thus feel better about playing in the offensive zone versus defending all the time, and we didn't do a good enough job at that.
One thing for certain, this will be a very interesting summer for Randy Carlyle, and a very different Maple Leaf team we'll see in 2012. From the Air Canada Centre, Lance Hornby, Terry Koshin for the Toronto Sun.